Yo, what's going on, bros? Today what I have for you is a classic gameplay featuring the 04-05 Phoenix Suns and the 99 2000 or 2001 Toronto Raptors. Now, coming into this game, I thought it was going to be a blowout in favor of the Raptors because I don't know if you guys have seen the atrocity that is Quentin Richardson's jumper. And I mean, this thing literally looks like Leandro Barbosa's jumper. Speaking of Barbosa, he's on this team as well. And they just shafted those two players because their jump shots are just atrocious. So don't use those two players, but otherwise the Suns are a nice team to play with. In this gameplay, I sort of abused Amare just because, well, he's Amare, and he was one of my favorite players in the NBA before he got hurt and really couldn't do anything. He wasn't really himself. But in this gameplay, he was only like 21, 22 around this time, 04, 05 I think. And the funniest thing about this gameplay is that Steve Nash had no points. He had like no points and like 16 or 15 assists, so you can tell that him and Amare were hooking up. And I think this honestly may be the best classic team they added just because they have prime Nash, Joe Johnson when he was pretty young, like 23, Amare, Sean Marion. And speaking of Marion, I put Marion on TMac, I believe, and TMac just got locked up. And I had Joe Johnson on Vince Carter. And obviously Vince Carter isn't the, not Vince Carter, but Joe Johnson isn't the greatest defender. So Vince Carter got his, but Marion pretty much locked up TMac. So that just goes to show you how good Marion is on defense and how good he was in real life. But I find Amare again for the dunk, and Amare, Toronto was just dunk city for Amare Stoudemire. I mean, this man picked it off right there, or Joe Johnson did. Gets a nice dunk again, 29-16, and I think that's Doug Christie actually. I'm not sure because he had Del Curry, Steph's father, Christie, T-Mac, and Vince Carter, so he had some pretty decent shooters on his team, and that was one thing I was afraid of because this was my first time playing a classic game this year. And I mean, obviously I shot around with the Suns, so I got the shots down a little bit, played with them for about 10 minutes in practice, and Steve Nash still has the same shot he had in 2K10, 2K11, 2K12, games like that. Joe Johnson's shot is still ass cheeks, but you gotta deal with it. I don't know how it looks anything like compared to real life, but 2K must be smoking crack, I think, because I think it's one of the worst jumpers for a star in the game's history, because in 2K11, Joe Johnson had a pretty nice jumper, and he was pretty unstoppable in that game. Him and Jamal Crawford and Josh Smith on the Hawks, that was a pretty nice team. Now since 2K12, it's just been just a bad jumper, so I'll just leave it at that. But Marion has his old weird-ass jumper anyway. I really didn't shoot with Amare too much just because I know that he really didn't develop that jumper that he had like in New York and stuff till his last year in Phoenix, I believe. This time when he came to the NBA, he was just an athletic player who could dunk. Just obviously a rookie or a second year player, so just tried to abuse his dunking ability. And he post fades with Vince Carter, hits it, contested over Sean Marion, who's like 6'9" with a nice wingspan. And that was just some BS because Sean Marion, obviously one of the better defenders in the game, and post fades I hope aren't back because post fades were so fucking annoying to deal with last year just because he defended them pretty well and they still hit them shit. So hopefully they're not back, but Del Curry hits that 3, 50-38, 50-41 actually. This game's about to be over. If you guys enjoyed the gameplay, drop a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Amare had 29, Steve Nash 0 points, 15 assists. I'm out. Peace.